these girls out here are tiny, and it's just like, you see them eating a croissant, they're like, getting in there, and you're just like, but how are you so skinny though? Bonjour mes amis, ça va? I hope you guys are doing well today. So on today's episode, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So generally, you know, I'm always out and about in Paris or doing some shopping, what have you. But you know, it's a new year, new goals. You know, we set things new up we set our new goals up for the new year. So this year, I would like to. One of my goals is actually to lose a bit of weight because French pastries have taken. Yeah, French pastries are difficult to say no to, okay guys? You can't say no to it. There's no such thing as a sugar-free croissant. It doesn't exist, okay? So I wanted to try out, I don't know, like a lifestyle change, because for me it's not even about like losing a lot of weight. It's just to become more healthier in my life, in my daily life, and not necessarily do some quick shot diet that's gonna make me lose like 10 kgs or something like that. That's not what I want. I want something that's gonna literally be like a lifestyle change that I can continue, that's gonna just gradually, like, you know, lose a few pounds here and there. But generally, I love my body, but it's just that I can see that I'm just getting a little bit too much weight from all the French pastries. I won't lie, the French food is always good, and I always ask myself, how do the French ladies stay so small and so slim? And that's that's why I decided to do this, to try out, or try and find out the secrets that they have and how they make it work. So that's what's going to be I'm going to be taking you on this journey with me, on just trying to figure out how the French stay so slim and finding out the secrets to this, because they eat French, they eat the croissants every day, they eat, you know, they do enjoy their lives. Like that's a known fact. France has amazing food, so everybody enjoys their food, so, and especially them. So I just want to figure out what it is that they're doing to keep, even though, to be able to continue enjoying life and enjoying food, but at the same time, you know, keeping themselves, you know, their levels of weight quite low. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be like looking for the secrets and giving you the deets on how they do it, so that maybe you and I can learn a bit from the French ladies. Because generally I used to think it was because of the smoking, and actually it's really that I think is I don't believe that's actually the truth. I do believe that there's more to it than that, because a lot of French women that I know do not smoke, and they're all like this. So there's much. I think it's a bit of a myth. So we're just going to delve into other reasons that perhaps might be the cause of this. It's not a bad thing to have, but it's you know what I mean. So I'm gonna be sharing with you some of this, and going on the whole process with you guys. So let's get into it, and I'm gonna give you some of the reasons that I found, or after speaking to a few French people, and also just doing some of my own research, what it is that they do to keep themselves, you know, looking sharp in the way they are right now. So let's get to it. Okay, first reason that I have found as a secret to French ladies being able to keep themselves slim is that they do a lot of walking in Paris specifically, because I know that in Paris, like, having a car is more of an inconvenience than it is having one. You know what I mean? So everybody walks everywhere. Majority of the time, if you're not taking the train, you're walking to the train, you're walking out of the train, you're walking home. You walk everywhere in Paris and in France. It's not just only Paris. All of the big cities have really good transport systems. So a lot of people choose to rather walk, and I think it's in their culture to utilize this as an opportunity to actually do some exercise. So walking a lot in France is just like the average thing. So I think minimum 5 kilometers that is walked by females around in France. So that is one of the reasons that they are able to also, you know, keep doing some form of sports while they are while on a daily basis, without actually having to put in too much effort into it. Another thing that is very French is coffee. Morning, everybody takes a coffee, and it's not just like a milk latte with a creme anglaise or something like that. No, it's literally just a full-on dark, strong espresso. So from my experience also, I've realized that when I do take coffees in the morning, I lose my appetite a lot, and I don't actually need to eat at all until for lunch. So I mean, if you do that every morning, your chances are you're also going to lose it's a known fact that caffeine reduces your appetite. So I think that is one of the factors that actually helps them to not eat as much and also not have big breakfast, because I know they say you should have a big breakfast, but we're not necessarily looking at things that are the most healthiest, but this is the culture, this is the culture and the way of life here. And I realized that having coffee in the morning literally will reduce your appetite, and even as well after or before lunch. If you have it before lunch, you're going to eat a lot less. So they have a minimum of 3 coffees a day. So if you're thinking about that, that's without coffee, that's without milk, without sugar, just straight up espresso coffee. So that would actually definitely add to your ability to lose weight, I would think. One other thing is I don't understand how, for me, I'm just like, how can you not enjoy the food, and like, how do you stay slim and not enjoy the food that you guys have? Because France has amazing food, obviously, not just only French food, but like food, like in Paris specifically, like there's cuisines from all over the world. Like for me, it's just like, it's hell, because it's hell and it's heaven at the same time, because it's hell for people who are trying to lose weight, and it's heaven for people who love food. So I've always not understood this. And from reading and speaking to people, I realized that the French, when they do enjoy, French females do enjoy their food. They do go out and enjoy their food. Like, they don't deprive themselves of good French food, or good, good quality food in general. But the difference is they have small plates, and they'll have a lot. Like in France, it's a cultural thing. Like dinner is a cultural thing. You have dinner for like 2-3 hours. So obviously, if you're sitting there enjoying small pieces, little bits, or for a longer period of time, it's going to keep you fuller for a longer period of time. So that obviously will help in regards to, first of all, digestion, but also to keep you full for when you start before your next meal. Because if you're eating for a longer period of time and enjoying your food, you appreciate it more, and also you don't eat it as fast and get hungry as fast as well. That also helps with that in mind. French people do not snack. They will have their meals at a specific time. Its lunch is normally around 1, 2, 12, 1, 2, but like literally they'll choose a specific time to always have lunch at. And after that, it's like not really, it's not French culture to snack a lot. So they'll have their lunch, dinner, breakfast, like those are the meals. Like you don't have in-betweeners. And I think a lot of snacking does contribute to your intake of calories, because obviously you're eating a lot more little things, and you don't even realize that. You think it's a little bit, but it's actually a lot when you combine it to overall, your overall calorie count. So I think the fact that they don't snack, and they have longer meals, so they have longer meals and they don't snack, and they have smaller meals, that really maintains the level of their weight levels, and maintain these slim figures that they have. Well, and another thing which is also very prevalent in France is like not preservatives and foods that have additives, things like that are not as available. It's all about fresh food, there's markets. They have lots of markets in Paris still. You go to the market to get your fruits and veggies. I don't think it's as much a thing now, but it is still very part of the culture. I think it's frowned upon to eat stuff with preservatives, things that have added generic what have you. So a lot of their food is fresh, simple, not complicated foods that they get from the markets, from the farmers, things like that. Places like food that is healthy, and you get your vegetables, your fruits, your meats, all of it in one place, as well as just also takeouts. There's not a lot of takeout places in France. When I talk about takeouts, I'm talking about your generic KFCs, your McDonald's. There is McDonald's and stuff like that. But in comparison to South Africa, where I'm from, like, you can get, like, you just walk outside and there's like whatever you want, you find it. In France, there's not a lot of it, because the French people don't, in their culture, they don't really like takeouts and fast foods. So because of that, it's ingrained in the culture to eat a lot less of takeouts and fast foods and foods with preservatives and additives. So obviously, holistically, that helps them as well to keep and maintain their weight. So for me, like when I'm looking for McDonald's, I have to literally look. I have to get on a train to go find one. Whereas if I'm at home, I just take a car. It's just like right there, So that really does add to their way of life. It's just about freshness, good quality food that is straight from the ground. So because of that, they're able to maintain their weight as well. I think it helps. So because based on these factors that I've found out, I'm going to try and create a lifestyle change in my life. I'm going to start walking a lot more. I'm going to try getting back on the coffee grind, because I used to drink a lot of coffee before, and it really did help me to maintain my weight, and I think I'm going to go back to that, as well as like trying to buy food and that is fresh, going to markets and trying to really eat food that I know is not gonna, it might have calories, but it's not gonna have all the added negative things that come with foods that you buy in stores or takeouts. And obviously gonna try and limit the amount of takeouts. But what I do want to take from this is also I really, like I said, I don't want it to be like a diet of sorts. I want it to be a lifestyle change, and hence I'm gonna continue to eat good French food because I love French food, but limit the amount of sizes that I eat, and also try to savor my food more because that is the la vie en France. Okay, we savor our food, we try to enjoy it because food is an experience, not just about the food. It's not about getting full and moving on. It's an experience. You speak with people, you know. So I want to try and add that to my lifestyle change in my regimens and see what happens if I can lose a few pounds from all these changes and go from there. So based on that, I hope that going forward I will be able to continue living this way of life because I want to completely embrace myself in the French culture. And if that means drinking coffee, because I'm not an espresso person, I hate espresso, but I without coffee, without sugar as well, wow, that's a lot. So we're gonna try that. I'm gonna try it and embrace the changes and see what happens. And obviously walking a lot more. I already do a lot of walking here, but maybe just not taking a train and instead just walking to work or something. I don't know. I'll see how that goes. So I'll keep you guys posted and I'll show you my journey as I do this change and see if the way of life really does add to French women staying and slim and keeping their figures the way that they do. Because these girls out here are tiny and it's just like, you see them eating a croissant, they're getting in there, you're just like, but how are you so skinny though? Because you eat a croissant and it goes to you. So we're gonna try and make sure that we engage, we continue to live like, you know, the French, but obviously taking awareness of the things that they do that maybe we don't see a lot of. We just see them eating, and that's not just it. That's not the whole, you know, full picture. So with that, I think I'm going to be able to get a lot more information. so if you like this type of content, do subscribe to my channel. I talk about stuff about France and living abroad and just the lifestyle abroad and in France specifically, and traveling obviously. So we love traveling and we do a lot of shopping as well. So if that's the type of stuff you love to watch and enjoy, then definitely stick around to my channel. We do this all the time. We'd love to have you. Anyway, stay tuned to what happens. I'll definitely do a follow-up video on what happens and if I'm able to achieve what I'm trying to achieve. So new year, new me, you know how they always are. We've got a lot more things that we want to achieve this year, but that is one of them, and I want to get started on this, you know, full force and see what happens. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, au revoir mes amis.